Coming to you live from 382 Campbell Street, it's Fun with Fantasy. I'm back, Fun with Fantasy, live as always, from my crib, transcribing Manchester, New Hampshire. It's your boy, the Commish, and I present you, the Commish presents Fun with Fantasy. So over the course of the 16 weeks, everyone knows, recapping fantasy, reviewing teams, and going through our sectors. Lana, leave me alone. So, sponsored this week by steroids. Anabolic steroids. Kids around the world, everyone's starting to use them. It's a huge phenomenon. Unbelievable. You should too. Builds pure muscle. Barely no side effects. Let me show you how they're done. This is the big needle. You just shove this deep into your ass. This is probably the best one. And then this is the small needle. If you're looking for just the tip, just to see how it feels. 2 needles. That's how anabolic steroids rolls. They placate to you. So everyone out there, get your steroids, pure muscle, no side effects. Call PJ Burke. PJ's a big steroid guy. Everyone knows that. Call him with your steroid needs. So first, I have a league announcement. I have this request by Allie Hardy. She's asked a wedding request. So every wedding request, everyone knows, gotta meet the wedding request. It has come to our attention that in recent events, Jason Hardy is a huge history buff, and she's asking that all of the presents for the wedding are Civil War memorabilia. I bet you didn't know that about Jason. Interesting fact, fun fact. Ooh, new segment, new sector. Everyone likes the fun facts. They're fire. So get your Civil War memorabilia for his wedding. Big Civil War guy. Now that I think of it, fantasy hockey has begun. The league is already electric. I'm telling you, it's popping off. Brilliant move by Brett to hold out last year, get everyone in a frenzy, just needing it back, needing fantasy hockey in their lives. It's back. It's fire. And then fantasy basketball starts this week. I already have 8 players. Would like 2 more. Just saying. 2 more. Just 2. So let's review this week. Brett murdered me, putting up the high score. Kaepernick. He's the man. Wasted his pick on Colin Kaepernick. Brilliant move. Best quarterback in the league. Everyone knows that. Going to take his team to the finals. Obvious. Great move. Jared lost again. Close matchup. Real close matchup versus PJ. And Sean got killed by 2.7 points versus Ross. Those 2 teams stand atop the league. Ross at 5-0. PJ at 4-1. Sean's still at 0-5, but no one's ever been defeated before, so he paves the path for everyone. Everyone knows that's how Sean rolls. And then get lucky or Jason, you can't. Barely scores 100 points. Still beats Shane. His team's fading fast. Great win by Mike. Finally becomes unlucky. Gets a win over Keith. Poor Keith. So, new sector. Really liking this sector. Got a lot of pent-up rage. We call this Commish Bitch. This week, it's internal. My wife, Melissa Cole, everyone knows her, is coming to my attention that she uses as a consultant, per her request, the company Exponent. Everyone knows Exponent. If you don't, you've been living under a rock. They were the company that took down Tom Brady. says the ideal gas law was completely a myth. And then I find out, completely blindsided, in the last week, that she's using Exponent as her consultant. I know. I couldn't even believe it. Betrayal, sadness. I talked to Tom. We're still trying to figure out how to punish her. If you have any advice, let me know. I'd be interested. She knows she fucked up. So it's been rough in the Cole household lately. Just leave it at that. Superlatives. The team most likely to win the weekly high, then the weekly low, back to the weekly high, goes to, everyone knows, Brett Fiocchi. Be more inconsistent. Then the league just comes flooding in at me saying, if you win the weekly high, and then in the subsequent weeks you win a weekly low, you have to give the money back, goes towards the next weekly high. It kind of makes sense. It puts a punishment on winning the weekly low. You know, maybe if you're Shane and you get 40 points like 3 years ago, you get a double punishment, 40 points. Julio Jones got that like 2 weeks ago. Just saying. Think about it. Vote on it next year. So starting a totally new segment, totally different from last week's financial talk with the flamethrower. This is called Flamethrower Talks Finances. This one email is from a DJ Perk. Sounds familiar. He asks, my whole team is based around 2 quarterbacks that are not even good. Luckily, my team has been playing well around them. Should I trade them? Well, first off, everyone knows I'm a money guy. This isn't a money question, so don't know why you asked it to me, but I'm a money guy. Need money management advice, you call me. Well, I can only assume that you have Howard, Hilton, Landry, Marvin Gaye, and the Frank. Just assuming. Don't even know your team. I'm just assuming. They've obviously been overperforming, playing out of their minds. So you probably have a shitstorm coming down real soon. So yes, trade. Always be trading. ABT, that's my motto. Live by it. Wins every year. New segment, completely original, power rankings. I polled NFL managers around the league. I'm only going to do top 2, bottom 2. Everyone knows the rules. Top manager power rankings. Brett Fiocchi. Good for Brett. 175. It's a big score. Big score. And once again, Ross Simpson. Been on the power rankings every week. Guys dialed the fuck in. 1 month in Arizona and he becomes a fantasy stud. Who knew? Worst 2, Jared and Shane. Jared first, Shane second. Rough weeks. Great teams, though. No doubt about it. Top 10 teams in the league. Great teams. They'll get back on track. So last week I made a promise. Everyone knows I'm a big promise keeper guy. Told you there was going to be a guest. No guest. Running low on time. Got the in-laws coming in about like 2 minutes. So, crazy event happened. Again, a dog showed up to my door yesterday morning. Beautiful golden retriever. Named her Callie. She looked like a Callie. Spends the whole day with us. And then the owner comes. Apparently he didn't even realize she was gone. Like, be a better owner, dude. And her name was Callie, so nailed it. That was pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. Fucking nailed it. And then threw off our guests completely. Our guest was Lana, the wide retriever. Get it? She's going to be giving fantasy talk. So I need every manager to email in your question of the week. I'll probably go through the best questions. She'll answer them. She's a fantasy guru, the Roto Retriever. Everyone knows her around these parts of town, so get your questions in. We'll ask her next week. That was this week. Join me every Sunday before game time Fun with fantasy. Cue it, Moss.